It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, August 4th, 2020. It's 7 a.m. and welcome to Down on the Corner program.
Another beautiful morning.
August, oh yeah, my goodness, 61 degrees. It was showing on my digital.
Say it was a little cooler.
Yeah, I like it. Windows are open, attic fans going, cooling it off a little bit. Man, really nice. Can't beat this weather. The first week of August, I was watching Channel 3 at noon. And Abby says, yes, this is August. Look at this. And they have some days we could get down as low as 59 in the mornings, 3, 4.
I'm good with it.
I'll take it. Man, that's get your tent out and park it by the river.
I'm about to say, that's my camping weather.
That's your camping weather, yeah. Okay, tent or camper?
Tent.
There you go. Big one, small one, medium?
Oh, I've got a pretty good-sized tent.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be in some little two-man pup tent.
You want the big stuff, huh? Tell you what, that's the way to do it. I tell you what, can't beat camping this time. Well, it's cooler weather. Anyway, Down on the Corner is brought to you by your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East. The very best in home appliances, home entertainment, tools, lawn care equipment, you name it, they've got it. And the Sears brand, of course, you got Kenmore, now you got Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and other appliances. You'll see this, the advertisement play later on the show. But top quality name brand products through your local hometown Sears store. And of course, JR lives right here in North Arkansas. He hires local people, local techs, takes care of local people. His money's invested here. It's local, and that really supports the local economies. So we want to invite folks if you're up in Missouri, come on down. Ozark County, you're welcome down here. Fulton County, Marion County, come on in and shop your hometown Sears store. Craftsman Tools, Husqvarna lawn care equipment. Then your appliances, once again, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Kenmore. You can't beat Sears. Been in business for years and years and years now. The corporate name Sears, there's been some issues there. I don't know. Is it a bankruptcy thing or is it just reconfiguration?
I think so, but that was just with the corporate Sears. It has nothing to do with the hometown.
And the hometown, they've got the logo, they've got the products, they've got the access, and that's the big thing. But they can pick and choose what they need. So JR really has total control of this, and they do a fantastic job. So be sure to check out your local hometown Sears store. They're at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191, up on the hill back behind Wendy's in the same parking lot as Orscheln's and out in front of Physical Therapy Connection. Your hometown Sears store. I can't say enough good things about Sears, their products, their people, their warranties, their service. It just goes on and on. Your local hometown Sears store right here in Mountain Home. And like I say, if you don't live in Mountain Home, you're always welcome to drive over and visit your hometown Sears store, and they will welcome you in the store and help you with whatever needs you have. Your hometown Sears store, once again, 1029 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. You can do the same thing with 2 drive-through locations this morning, and then, of course, you got Baxter Regional Medical Center's lobby. And where's the allergies at today? Oh, man, I was cutting some brush on Sunday afternoon and pulling vines, and I'm still itching from that one. Brewed Awakening Coffee, 3 locations to serve you. 2 are drive-through. 1 is at Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby. Follow the rules at Baxter Regional, and of course it's in the main entrance lobby there. The other 2 are drive-throughs, Bomber Boulevard, 62 East Plaza, out by Anytime Fitness. Mike and his staff will do a great job serving you whatever you want. Your mochas, lattes, frappuccinos, lattes, you name it, they've got it. Even pumpkin spice in August. So be sure to check out Brewed Awakening Coffee. I talked to Mike a couple of weeks ago. I said, man, you're the best coffee in town. Yeah, man, we're real coffee. You want some real coffee? Get Brewed Awakening. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Mike and the staff do a great job at all 3 locations. Check them out today. They're open now, ready to serve you. And can't beat Brewed Awakening Coffee. So head to the drive-thrus. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 in the state of Arkansas with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Here in Mountain Home, talk to Bruce, Brad, Charlotte, Chris, anyone else out there can help you, direct you in the right direction. Excuse me. It's a hard time when you have the death of a loved one. And so they handle it. They're professional, caring, loving, understanding. They know what to do. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect, it's not just something we put on the graphics on the screen. That's how they do business every day at all 29 locations in Arkansas, and of course one in Memphis. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect, and they bring the morning prayer each and every day. So let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, in Proverbs 22:6, your words are this: train up a child in the way they should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. No, I'm not a perfect person or a perfect parent in any way, but in my opinion, ever since the Woodstock Festival in '69, we've been more prone to do our own thing, or I'm my own God, or I'm a good person. Well, the 10 Commandments are our base. These are not religious. These are rules to obey for daily life. Don't kill, don't steal, don't have sex out of marriage, the list goes on and on. Yet our courts are full of cases every day based on just the 3 of the 10 I just spoke about. So Lord, my prayer today is our survival is based on whether or not we will obey God. I pray that our country will seek God and obey. And that's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
here it comes.
Da, da, da.
You know, a drum roll in front of that would be great.
There it goes. That's it.
So we have a picture of a snare drum rolling down the road, right? Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda's Adora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Retire to Arkansas.net. Time to take a peek at the White River.
Yep. Thought I had it set. There it is.
Oh my goodness. Boy, get Dwayne Hayda on a canvas with that in front of him. Can you imagine that painting? Wow, that is gorgeous.
It's a pretty shot this morning.
It sure is. Camera mounted in Marion County, Arkansas, looking into Baxter County and Cotter, Arkansas. The beautiful White River separates the two counties. The 62-412 bridge to the left side of the screen, kind of blocked by a lot of trees. You can make it out a little bit. Of course, I got some lights shining in my face. I can't really see the bridge that well right now. Clearing up in the front center is the little baseball park, Railroad Museum there at Cotter at Big Spring Park. Contractors Trust area to the right side of the screen, the 3 o'clock position there. The beautiful White River, city of Cotter. You can see all the way into Missouri horizon right there. Beautiful sunrise this morning. There's a little camera icon on there that you can take pictures, send them to your friends, share them, or you can save them as a desktop screensaver, whatever it may be. And while you're at retiredarkansas.net, you can check all the listings, not only through Century 21 Lee Mack Real Estate, but also with the Z-Team and any other multiple listing service number. If you get another publication from another company, look at the MLS number, type it in there on retiredarkansas.net, and it will bring it up. The award-winning Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, they have awards that will stretch from here to the Missouri line. And it's all because of outstanding customer service, listening to their clients, providing what they need, and getting the job done. Linda's a professional stager. She can set the home up for that eye appeal to get the home sold. And when you call the Z-Team, you better start packing the suitcases, because sometimes they don't even put the sign in the yard to say it's for sale. It's just
done.
I mean,
what was there, 8 that were active contingent Monday?
Something like that.
Yeah,
they got
so
the
8
notes
under contract before they even hit the MLS.
Yeah.
So.
It's just, if you want action, call the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs, Arkansas and Missouri. If you're in Gainesville or Zanoni or up around West Plains area, anywhere in between, down in Marshall, Arkansas, Calico Rock, Reese is ready to go. Sam McMaster's, the whole team is ready to serve you today. The Z-Team, they're assembled and ready to serve you today. 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team, and this morning, 62 degrees in Mountain Home on this August the 4th. We've got 60 at Harrison, 65 in Batesville, 61 at Salem, 62 at Calico, 65 in Flippin, Arkansas, 64 in Marshall, 61 in West Plains. Then around the region, St. Louis at 60, 64 at Poplar Bluff, Springfield at 58. And here we go. In contrast, Watford City, North Dakota, about 1,400 miles from here, 63 degrees, 1 degree warmer than Mountain Home. And there's times we've seen it 55 here and minus 40 up there when we've done this. So, interesting contrast there. Scooter, I want to throw this on the screen real quick. This is the tropical storm. I can't even, how do you pronounce that? Isaias. I'm not even going to attempt it. But anyway, the low pressure over Virginia Beach at Richmond, Virginia, coming into Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York. I was listening to CBS Morning News, and they said New York City could experience up to 80-mile-an-hour winds in the city today. So it is a tropical storm. It's not a hurricane, but it is in Virginia, Washington, around the Pennsylvania area, New York, and on up into Connecticut. All right, take a look at the radar here. Time to refresh this. I let it set too long before getting it back on the air. And we'll wait just a second. It's coming up. I think we're in pretty good shape around the country. I think the next chance of rain we had, I think they said, was Thursday night. You can see the radar in the New England area, Washington, D.C., from Virginia Beach, Washington, and then to the west of New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Concord, New Hampshire, all the way up into Maine. You got rain stretched all the way back basically to Cleveland and Columbus, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Philly, New York, and a little bit in Buffalo, New York, around the Buffalo and Rochester's area. Other than that, we got shower activity in Nebraska. A little bit trails off all the way down into Oklahoma and Texas, with a little bit around Albuquerque, New Mexico. In Arkansas, a little bit northwest of Hot Springs. Other than that, the state is clear. Your Highway 62, 412, Highway 65, 67, 167, all clear at this time. Highway 65 to Pine Bluff in good shape. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, all good shape today. I-40 with a little bit of very light rain between Memphis and Jackson. Not much going on there. Interstate 155, Dyersburg to Jackson in good shape. And I-55 at Blytheville, Cape Girardeau, St. Louis, looking good there. We got I-44 with nothing going on. Even I-70 from Kansas City to St. Louis. Wow, looky there, no showers today. Southern Illinois from Belleville, Fairview Heights, Collinsville area. I-64 east to Mount Vernon in good shape. I-57, Southern Illinois looking good. I-24 at Carroll at 57, no problems there. Looking good across the Midwest. Of course, you've got the storm warnings on the East Coast. Other than that, a little bit of fog in Texas. Looking pretty good for today. High today, 79. 79. Low tonight, 58. Get the tent. Get the camp stove. 58. Wouldn't that be so nice by one of the rivers around here?
It would be.
Pitching that tent by the river, a little campfire going on. 79 today, 79 tomorrow. Then the heat starts returning. High of 86 on Thursday. Friday, a chance of thunder showers. Thursday night, Friday, and Friday night we have a slight chance of showers. But then the heat continues. It's showing here 93 on Saturday. Let's see if this has Sunday. We can go to 94 on Sunday. So summertime returns for the weekend, which, I mean, it's August in Arkansas. What do you expect? So iDrive Arkansas, we'll take a look real quick. Everything's looking good. Traffic's moving fine. No accidents or anything there. Missouri Department of Transportation. Everything looking good in Missouri. Highway J still under construction at Lick Creek Bridge. So if you're going to Missouri from Mountain Home, go to Springfield on Highway 5 or West Plains on Highway 101 to avoid any issues in Missouri at the bridge. Why am I coughing and hacking today? 7.6 on your pollen count today. Grasses and plankton drops to a 7 tomorrow. So there's a little bit of relief. Bull Shoals Lake has dropped to 686.02. It's now at 27.02 feet above 659, the full pool there. Norfolk at 569.92. It's down to 17.92 feet above a full pool of 552. Worldwide coronavirus, 18,476,000. Active cases right now, 6,075,000, with 6,010,000 being in mild condition. Only 1% in the world, 64,000. In the whole world is critical, 64,723. For the local report here, the 6-county area of Baxter, Marion, Searcy, Stone, Izard, and Fulton. We have a total of 241 positive. We have 57 active. We have 182 recovered. Out of the 6-county area, that's a 75.5% recovery. Your active to positive is 23%. For Baxter County right now, we're looking at a 77.4% recovery rate, and everything looks good here. Marion is 78%, 81% Searcy County. Stone and Izard was 69% each, 86% recovery rate in Fulton County. And so the 6-county area, 104,900 people. So out of 57 out of the 105,000, we're doing pretty good in this part of the state.
Do me a favor, click on that. Go back, click on that active map. I'm just wanting to see how things are flowing active.
Active right there?
Yeah. That's what's currently active right now.
Active
it kind of
cases,
gives you an idea of what the flow is of going on
the
currently.
State, of course, in the state of Arkansas, I checked the population. The 2019 count was 3.081, I think it said 3.081 million. So we've got 6,882 active cases out of 3 million people with 44,597 total cases, 37,240 recoveries. So, the numbers, 475 deaths is bad. Active is almost 6,900, but when you have 37,000 out of 44 that have recovered, those are some good numbers there. So one of these days we'll get rid of this little rascal. I'll tell you what. West Texas International Crude at 40.33. It's down 68 cents a barrel. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 236 points to close as of 4:54 Eastern Time yesterday. The Dow Jones Industrial was at 26,664.40. Morning market update, the weather, and everything else brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda's Adore for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Time for a break. Guest today is Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass. So stick around. Be right back.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredarkansas.net.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
$7.20, Baxter County Judge Mickey Pendergrass is here. How you like your little box? Isn't that nice?
Yes.
Got that box right there?
Yeah.
Feeling boxed in these days, huh, Judge?
Get this back over here.
There you go. Put your head up there. Social distancing television style. There you go. So what's going on with you?
Oh, just county business, and it's either hot and dry or wet and flooding.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then it cools off like this in August. Who'd have thought we'd be at 62 degrees right now at 7:20
Yeah, this has
in the morning.
been just the last week has been pretty amazing for
Pretty
August,
nice.
July and August. It sure has.
So are you getting any projects accomplished? I mean, I know we got social distancing, and it just seems, I was talking, we've had everybody in here, everything is COVID-19. I mean, it's just up to here with COVID stuff,
Yeah, we went through that on the furlough system at Road and Bridge for 3 days a week for 8 or 9 weeks, and it's good to have everybody back on staff running regular 4 days a week because we had some projects going, and it's hard to get done if you're not working a full week at time period. So we got that over with. It was with the intent of saving the county some money, and the employees were well taken care of by the Federal CARES Act and Arkansas Unemployment Services. And the last figures we got, it looks like we did save our department about $45,000 in that 2-month period. So in bracing ourselves for the drop in revenue. But we had projects going on, and we needed to be working full time, and so they're getting caught up. Bridge collapsed on us during the flooding back earlier in the spring when we had all that rain out here off the north side of town, and then we got some projects going out in the Lakeview area.
What bridge collapsed, you said?
It was a culvert system off of Russell.
Really?
I'll tell you the name of the street. Yeah, it was closed for about 2 months because it had a stem wall that protects and brings and funnels the water into the culvert under the road, and it washed out and collapsed, and them old culverts rust out. They've been in there so long. We've had some of that, and it collapsed in. The interesting part is I had a lady that lives out there that called me a couple of days on another matter, and she lives out past that, and she crossed it the night the water was over it, just prior to it collapsing. And she didn't realize it was dark, and she was, trying to see the road as we all do, especially as we get older, and drove into that water, and it's a wonder it hadn't, and it collapsed between then and daylight. So it was sometime during that time.
Wow.
So I explained to her. Of course, we had it blocked off when she got out the next morning. She said, "Ooh, I crossed that last night."
That's right there by Baxter Lab.
It collapsed in, yeah. Yeah, it uses cut through there from Russell, from 201 to 27 to Walker Road. But it was shut off, but it's back open. I'm not positive they got the asphalt back on it yet, but it's back open. We got everything, new concrete and new culverts and everything replaced in there. And there's a pond, small lake in a subdivision right below that, and that same night it took the dam out, collapsed on the spillway. So I haven't checked to see if they have rebuilt that or in the process of, but so we've had that extreme, and now we're dry. So, but the dry gives us the ability to rebuild the roads that we have scheduled to rebuild, and get some work done on those.
It's good to have it dry, but not burn ban dry like we've seen in past years. There's several times you've issued some burn bans for the county. And
at 10 o'clock this morning, we're signing a contract with the engineering crew that we've hired to replace the bridge on Denton Ferry Road, which has given us fits every other year, seems like, since I've been in office, including this year. And so we finally got a hazard mitigation grant, and we've been awarded the grant. It's a it will pay us back as we go, and we're signing contracts with the engineers that will design and build up the road, and at a 10 o'clock conference this morning. So we'll get that kicked off. It's a $1.2 million project, $900,000 grant, and reimbursable grant. A lot of help was given to us to work on this through the Northwest Economic Development District. They helped us a lot with Tina Cole over there, who used to work at Baxter County, as our liaison through that, and she has helped us tremendously to get this done, and will help us guide us through getting all the money. So we have that project coming up within the rest of this year and through next year.
Wow. So it's good we get a grant. It's a $1.2 million project with $9 million or $8 million. You said
$900,000 is the grant. Is the grant amount.
$900,000.
Yeah, the $300,000 is our.
That's the 20% on it, right?
Yeah, it's our contribution of the project, and of course, we produce our own rock. We do, and we'll have to build a detour to get around that project as they tear out the old.
So what's been the issue there? Because I think, was it this past February y'all were out there earlier this year?
Yeah, February, March. It flooded again. It's got. Seems like it has gotten worse since 2009, and that particular creek, Hightower Creek, drains all the way back up to Highway 5 and Guy King. King Ready Mix. Yeah. It drains the mare all the way to the White River, and it kind of all gathers up there, and it gathers up a lot of that still leftover debris from the ice storm of 2009. And at this location, that bridge, this particular bridge was built by, I got some history on it, by an improvement district that was formed by Judge Jimmy Baker back in 1979, and the residents down there, this is before any of the development was down there.
Yeah.
And they got an improvement district established and paid for that bridge themselves through an assessment on their properties, and it's got five 5-foot culverts, and they're sitting at an angle, and each end is at an angle. It had concrete slabs on each side. Well, if you get a couple of pretty good sized dead trees that come across a culvert, now you're starting to block the whole thing, and the debris picks up, and this is part of the problem, blocks those culverts, and then it goes over the top, and has guardrails on it, of course, to keep people from driving on it, because not everybody can see there's the edge of the bridge there, and they'll drive off in the creek. So you put guardrails up. It gathers more debris, and then it removes the top off of it. And when it gets under that top, it is. I've seen it when it's actually lifted the asphalt and took gravel out under it, set the asphalt back down, or break the asphalt up and leave you a hole. But then it gets under the concrete slabs, especially on the downstream side, and lifts them up and destroys the integrity of the.
Now, I've not been down Denton Ferry Road in a long time. Is this before or after all the homes with the airstrips down there?
Just before. So when it goes out,
so they got to go monkey run.
When it did it in 2015, we did a count, and I think there's been some added since then, but I think there were 299 or 295 homes upstream from that. There is another way out, but it was terrible going up. You got a hill that drops 500 feet in a half mile. So, and it's a gravel, and that's the other end that comes out on Monkey Run.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that one.
But we have worked on a hill, and this spring when we were in there,
500 feet and a half mile.
Mm-hmm. That's the bluff it comes off of going down the White River, and it comes down there because there's another creek just past that's not got a bridge on it. And but there's two of those, Lithia Creek, Hightower Creek, and then the other one is Bruce Creek. But you direct all that traffic, and of course, when this year it happened, it was a holiday weekend. Seemed like it was Memorial Day. And
15?
just before the holiday weekend, because we had a lot of people that were doing VRBOs and resorts that are all up and down the river there above the fly-in or right there by the fly-in. And these people were coming in trying to get to the resort, and we have the road blocked off, trying to clean it off. Got an excavator sitting in the middle of the road trying to get all the debris off of it so we can get the water level down. And we were having to guide them how to get around. We got it back open within a couple of hours once we got started.
That, yeah.
But it's interesting. But if we put a clear span bridge where that debris can flow on through, we will stop having that problem.
I want to say that was on a Sunday morning because, of course, I was in the sound booth at one of the churches.
I think it was a Friday morning.
Was there something came out that there was a bridge
Because we had to call the
out.
guys into work.
There was a bridge out on a Sunday morning, and it came out as an alert. And I texted to Kevin Moore, who was on the platform, about to dismiss the church. I don't remember what year or what day. I remember Sunday morning. Said if you're out in that area, and I think it was Denton Ferry. But
Well, I think it was 2017. We had problems everywhere.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bridges got knocked out up in Missouri, and we lost it that year too.
I bet it was 17. Yeah, could have been. That's more reasonable. Yeah.
That was the worst damage.
Come up on 7:31. Well, it is 7:31 now. More with the judge right after this.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because they don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-through window for all your to-go and pickup orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. Oh, there she is, Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. Four-wheel suspension. Handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
Get the only mower with suspension technology at Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home, where they accept mower trade-ins, have flexible financing options, and services all brands and models. That's Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home. When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top-quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau. Stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
$7:34 with County Judge Mickey Pendergrass. What else you got?
Well, we have quorum court meetings tonight, along with the regular business that's going on, and as everybody's aware of the protocol we're having through this virus deal, COVID-19 things, but we'll have our regular meeting. I believe it still be televised with live and Facebook Live from XL7, and we'll be there at 6 o'clock at the courthouse. Short agenda tonight, moving some money around, and it's nice, through this, what they have labeled as a pandemic has happened. They had told us that we were going to lose a lot of revenue, especially on state turnbacks fund, and that is yet to be realized. But what's keeping us alive is our sales tax has been extremely high. This past month in July, when our sales tax revenue is, I think everybody that got the $1,200 stimulus check or that was drawing the $600 unemployment spent it all, because we had almost a 15.75% jump in revenue in sales tax. 15.75% over July last year, which is May sales. So that's, as the treasurer said, that's probably a record. So we had the same thing in the quarter-cent revenue source for the jail, and one of the things on the agenda is to move some of that money in, because we lost a high dollar air conditioner in the old part of the jail, so we're able to, because of the growth in revenue and sales tax, able to move that money over to pay for that and not tax the county general maintenance budget.
Wow.
So that was our hopes and plans, that we could do the maintenance for the jail out of that tax, and because of the growth in revenue this year, we are going to be able to do that's the
So
20.
what caused that kind of a jump in sales tax?
All the money that came into the economy.
Stimulus checks, unemployment.
Unemployment. Everybody that was laid off, it was, and the PE that went to employers to pay theirs. I know different businesses applied for and got that, to pay their payroll for 2 months to keep everybody at work, and they had to keep everybody there, and they got the money, and if they kept their people at work, kept them paid and kept them going, they didn't have to pay it back. There's a lot of businesses got that, so that their employees continue to get paid, and then those like the county and the hospital and a few others furloughed people, and the Arkansas unemployment system made up the difference between if they were off their full 40 hours or whatever their schedule was, they got that full amount. But on the furlough, if they were off from 10 to 40%, the Arkansas Unemployment Division made up that difference. And then the Federal CARES Act kicked in another $600 a week. $600 a week. I wouldn't say a month. I didn't mispronounce it. It's a week. So, like we did that at our Road and Bridge Department, and we figured up there was that meant an extra over the time period that those guys were drawing that, because they were furloughed 25% of their time off, but they were getting paid for that. That brought in $187,000 into our local economy from 39 employees.
Wow.
And so if you start that in, and our next sales tax report could be the same, because others have done similar situations, large employers especially, excuse me, and that money continued to flow, well, you can figure 80-90% of that went directly right back into the economy. They were doing a remodeling, or paid for this, or they bought that, went shopping and spent it. So that's money that they wouldn't have had to spend otherwise. And so it grew the sales, and it draw those people from that. We have a large market area that we draw from in Baxter County, in the Mountain Home general area. And so they come here and spent their money from the stores that were open.
Well, that's a B12 shot in it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it's saved our revenues and has actually just given them a stroke. But what bothers you is, as one of the guys of our advisors at the Association of Counties tells us, it gives us a false economy, gives us a false outlook, and there's going to be payback coming. Well, so we have to be careful not to overextend it.
You were 15.75%
above
year-to-date July last year.
July.
But still, if you plan ahead and just figure 16%, drop August, September, October, you not go.
Well, you don't go in and spend it.
Yeah, you don't,
because you got it all of a sudden. You carry on with your regular budget into things which.
Can that go into a side?
Already the sales tax was up around 6.4%, something in that neighborhood for the year over last year. So we had that much cushion, and you get this big month, you just don't jump out and spend it.
So save it for a rainy day.
Yeah, well, one of our biggest revenue budget items when we do a budget every year is carryover. So you got to maintain a certain carryover to help you budget for the next year. And this will just add to that.
Now, is it legal to take this surplus, I mean a 15 3/4 jump in sales tax, take that extra money and just invest it to hold it?
Well, we do that. Our money, the treasurer does a great job of handling all that money, and she bids it out to an account how much interest, because we put all the money together. She keeps it separate in her books so that it knows this is this and this and this. But in the bank, it's all together. So there's several $1 million there with all the culmination of all the funds that funds the various budgets we have, because we've got several different areas of budgets. County General is the big one. Road and Bridge is probably the next one, and then comes the jail. Then you have a lot of outlying funds. And of course, there's a lot of pass-through funds on real estate property taxes we collect for the library, for ASU, for all the schools, for all the cities, and then there's money, especially for the library, it's pass-through, and all the fire departments, all that is collected through the county, so that money is constantly flowing through the county's account to a large degree. Some of it doesn't go through the account, and then it's turned around and reimbursed. But that's balances in the bank that has our money. They have that kind of cash in their bank because of the county. And cities and other entities like that do the same thing. I wish it was traceable
to see where is this home improvement? Is it things for the kids? Is it?
Well, that'd be a good guess.
Lawn care.
How's automobile sales been? What I do know is early on, is it was told that the big box stores, and you can name them, whichever one you want to name, but they had about 4 Black Fridays this spring.
Yeah. Really?
Before June.
Is that right?
Before June.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
Yeah. Really?
Because of this influx of cash, and when the $1,200 checks, and I understand that they're going to get another one. I don't get it, but
it looks like it's going to. Both sides want it, so it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, and but if you dump, just like the $1,200 stimulus, and if you dump that on 80 or 90% of the population that qualify for, however many of them qualify for it, and what do you think those people are going to do with $1,200? They get a free money check, and they don't have to pay back.
But when you're talking that $600
90% of them don't have it no more. They done spent it.
Well, yeah, that $600 a week, that's like $2,400 a month.
Yeah, on top of regular salary.
On top of their regular, unemployment.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were drawing their salary.
Where do I apply? Boy, that's a shot in the arm. My goodness.
There were some cases we explained to our people when we did this. This is how long it's going to last. This is when it's going to expire. You will come back to work. And I think to their credit, most of those people were ready to come back to work. They were bored stiff because they had an extra day on their hands and they didn't know what to do. But other large employers that went through the same process, and they'd get a call and ask them to come back to work, and they'd ask them to call somebody else because they was making more money staying home. That's nationwide.
Yeah.
Not just here.
That is a big problem right now.
Because you're paying people here based upon wages in Washington, D.C. And that's the most money a lot of people around here have ever made in their life. Because we don't have the pay scale nor the cost of living that you have in Washington, D.C. or New York City. But the people making these laws and making up these amounts, that's all they know about. They don't realize that.
To give you an idea, I was with Jeff Aiken in Atlanta's airport coming back from D.C., and he was hungry. We're at Atlanta's airport, and he said, I'm going to go get a sandwich. So we're standing here, and to get a load of this, what's a loaf of bread, $2? $2 for a loaf of bread.
I guess.
Something like that.
I hadn't bought one in a while.
So there's this ham sandwich in the deli in Atlanta's airport. It's bread, slice of ham, slice of cheese, bread. $9.95.
No Miracle Whip?
No. $9.95.
That'll be extra for the Miracle Whip.
I shudder to think what would be with that. So, that's kind of in contrast. I mean, you barely go out to eat. We weren't.
That silly slice of tomato would be $2, wouldn't it?
At least. Yeah. One of John Bozeman's people, Sarah, took Jeff and I out to Chinatown for pizza one time. It's like 3 people sitting down for a meal for lunch. When we were at Old Time, it might cost $11 for 2 people if you got the special per day, $5.88 specials. Remember that? I mean, just 1 pizza and 3 Cokes is like $35 in D.C. downtown. Over in Chinatown.
Yeah, I've been there. I get paid very well for this country, but I get paid pittance if I lived in D.C. That's how much difference it is.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
If
that's what so messes up the country is they base everything upon that cost of living and not what the middle, especially the middle part of the country or most of the country is used to.
What do you think the
There's a
lowest
huge
base salary
difference.
is in D.C.?
In D.C.?
Is it at least 100, 150,000?
I think 90 to 100, yeah, for
Yeah,
lowest.
base. Yeah.
But you take a house that you could buy here for 125 to 150,000, and it'll be 600 to $1 million up there.
Yeah.
That's
even in Virginia.
Yeah, that's the cost of living difference. There's that much difference. When you watch real estate shows. My wife been in real estate, and it amazes me. She watches this thing. Hi, honey. Hi. And but they show this be an exercise for you. Go to the real estate market and search Yahoo Real Estate, Realtor.com, wherever. Go to Century 21, I don't care. Go to anybody that has links to search a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Washington, D.C. or Arlington, Virginia. And just get on the computer and put a search engine there, on any search engine. And it will shock you.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I was watching a show the
Matter
other day.
of fact, you probably ought to be searching for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and then you'll know what you have here.
I was watching this show where these people buy homes and flop them, rebuild them, fix them up, and flop them, and they're buying these 2-bedroom homes that are run down houses for $500,000. And they're thinking we got a great deal on this house, and I'm thinking, what?
Spending $100,000 on them and selling them for $250 more.
Yeah,
it's
unreal.
It's unreal.
How much can this market hold? I mean, how long can you have something? Basically, well, let's go back to 1961 when my parents bought their first home. We got to take a break here in about a minute and a half. It was about a 1,600 square foot house, full basement, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, detached garage. They bought it for $8,100. 10 years later, they sold it for $18,000. Now the house sells for $100,000, and the guy that built it, he probably built it for $6,000 or $7,000 in 1946, 47, 48. But how much of this inflated stuff can we handle before the market breaks?
Well, it's a never-ending cycle in a kind of respect that everybody needs to make more money to pay for the increase in costs, and when you make more money, you increase the cost, so cost goes up in conjunction with the salaries going up, and it's a never-ending cycle once you start it. And this $15 minimum hour it's not a stopping point.
No,
it's just way on the way, and finally the bubble's going to bust. If the cost in relation to what we were making stays the same. And there's a touch of greed in there. There's somebody making money somewhere, but you got to make a little.
Sure.
Always, as my daddy told me, I always work for too little, too cheap, like he did. But that's become more the goal of people is to make it rich early and retire, and then your cost of living goes up and you can't.
Yeah. Quick break. Coming up, it's almost 7:50. Be right back.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
At MSI, they're not just another trash service. They're your friendly, family-owned and operated trash service, providing residential, commercial, and roll-off pickup. MSI offers competitive rates and services 5 counties in the north central Arkansas area. Various dumpster sizes available for commercial and accommodating you with weekly pickup for your convenience. Call Tammy or Kathy today at MSI. MSI Trash Service, small enough to know you and large enough to service you.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever?
$7:53, finish out the program with County Judge Mickey Pendergrass. I'm going to bring to your attention, this is not as happy as a 15.75% jump in sales taxes, but Michelle Steiner with David Etheridge was here a couple of weeks ago, and we're talking about a pretty gray area with the human sex trafficking issue that's in our backyards. And South Baxter, Searcy, Newton, there's been some things going on. How do we stop this stuff? It's mainly with children, and it's like, shocker, shocker, you know.
I would refer you to some videos I've seen of Herschel Walker lately, How You Stop Everything, or to Phil Robertson. There's a way to stop everything, but it's very personal, and if people, the farther they go and the worse it gets, and we're leaving it, we get away from our Creator, from God, it's going to continue to get worse. There's no turning back to where man becomes his own God, which I have watched happen. Mm-hmm. And what's good for me is good for me. I don't care whether it hurts you. There's no consideration, and it just breaks your heart to see the way people are, you know, with all the protesting and the rioting and what they call protesting, things happen across the country which the media likes to highlight. That's a glimpse of how bad people are. But if they want equal rights and they want justice, racial justice, whatever, there's a way to get there. If you adhere to the doctrine of a Christian and the teachings of Christ, you won't have no problem.
It's easy.
The greatest lesson that he had, and I'll get to preaching here in a little bit, but and quite away from politics, which is a lot more favorable to me, but the farther we get away from a general a one focus on something, but the purpose and the focus of Christianity is just one word. And if you follow the meaning of that one word, then we won't have any of these problems.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And that one word is love. But if you take it to its definition, to its fullest extent, I like to explain it to people this way. I'm the kind of guy, and I brag about myself or anybody like me, that you'd like to have as your next door neighbor because, or that you like to have as your best friend because of this reasons. You'll never have to lock your doors of your house. You can leave your keys in your car. Matter of fact, you can leave them in the boat. I might want to take it for a spin, but you can leave them. I'll bring it back. But you can leave your stuff laying out. I can have a conversation with your wife, and you don't have to worry about it, or with your kids on the child trafficking deal, because that's my lifestyle. That's who I am. It's not something that I put on and take off like a coat or a shirt. The Christianity which I have is embedded to where that's who I am. It's not. It's who I've become and have been trained and learned and want to be over the years. That then makes you slow to anger, makes you not hate. I listened to a video recently of Phil Robinson, which he has some good old Cajun humor out there, but some very wise thoughts. It's just, I'd lot rather sit down and study the Bible with you, and I had to take my gun and defend my family from you. It's your choice, because I will do either.
And so some of the stuff you said now is basically what I had on the morning prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to 69. We're running out of time, but the Woodstock Festival, I mean, it was fine to have the music and a lot of fun, but what happened there, the drugs, the sex, the openness, and all this stuff is, I'm free to do as I please. Yes, you are, but there are limitations, There are rules to follow.
Yeah, and that's the commandment which I understand and which I go by, and why the 25th of this month, my wife and I will celebrate 47 years. And there's been ups and downs in 47 years, but it's mostly been just plumb wonderful, and all the blessings that's come out of that. But this is how that happens. The instructions are, for me, to love your wife as you love your own body. For no one hates his own body.
Yeah.
And thus, if you don't hate yourself, you won't hate your wife, and vice versa. If we take that same concept and to apply it towards you and me as friends, or towards my staff, any of them that I work for, and you take that principle and you apply it to them, we don't have a problem. This $2.4 or $4.2 million we just spent on expanding the jail, we won't need it.
Yeah.
You don't need it for me.
Yeah. And look what's in your courts. What I list on the prayer: don't kill, don't steal, don't have sex outside of marriage. That would be divorce and thievery and murder.
Well, the list is long, but it's solved pretty simply. Yeah. Love your neighbors, you love yourself. So the concept that was given to us. But the first one is, you've got to love and appreciate the Creator who brought us and give us all these things. And if you don't do that, then you become your own God, or something else becomes your God, and it's whoever's the strongest among us gets to be. But if you want to settle all this down, then that's the way to go. That's the way you can settle
it.
I agree. That's the only way you're going to settle it.
I hear you. Scooter, thoughts over there?
It's never been settled since the Tower of Babel. So the Tower of Babel, they tried to, they're going to build it up there and become their own God in heaven, and we know what happened there. Yeah. We can't even understand each other anymore because of that. So.
Our
But,
thanks to County Judge Mickey Pendergrass for being here.
Thanks for putting up with me. And
always welcome. We got to run. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day,
thank you.
everybody. Yep.